Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Cross, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Southern California, and I'm also the founder of the Catholic Therapy Center. For more information on the center, you can go to catholictherapycenter.com to find more about our clinicians, our team of awesome Catholic solid clinicians offering therapy. You can also find out more about our resources, blogs, videos, courses, retreats, a lot more good stuff. But today I want to talk to you about the perfectionist behind your procrastination. I know I've done another video on why you're procrastinating, but I really want to share about this unlikely duo or seemingly unlikely duo, where it can really feel like procrastination is the antagonist of perfectionism, of doing things well. But what I usually find in working with people in therapy is that there is often a perfectionist that is behind the scenes causing you to procrastinate. So much I hear in therapy, I'm lazy. I don't do what I need to be doing. I put off that project. I put off that work assignment. I'm not studying till the last minute. I have to pull all-nighters. And it's simply because I'm lazy. And at this point in working with people, when I hear the lazy word, right, I almost have a reaction. I'm like, man, that is so limiting. Yes, there may be really lazy behaviors, and I'm not going to deny that, right? I'm not going to say laziness isn't a thing. It is. But to help it, to transform it, to begin to live differently, we have to understand why. We have to take an approach of curiosity and compassion to your laziness to understand what's going on. And when we look at that, behind the scenes, there is often a voice, a belief, a part of you that is saying, you won't do this well. You will fail. Or you don't know how to do this. You're not enough. You're not capable. And so there is a voice that is saying, because you can't do this perfectly, we're just going to push it off. We're going to not do this right now because you feel like you're not capable. And only when you have enough pressure of actual failure around the corner, only when you are pushing yourself to get it done, despite criticism, despite fear, do you get it done. And so that pressure cooker that you're in, that time crunch, then becomes a catalyst to kind of push through those negative beliefs and those thoughts and those fears to actually do it. But behind it is often a critical voice, a perfectionist saying, we need to do this perfectly or else don't do it at all, right? And so avoidance kicks in, right? And we're watching, whatever show we're into or binging or playing a video game or intentionally going out or shopping or whatever it may be. But there is a perfectionistic part behind it that we can look at, and understanding that part helps us to change our lives, to transform what is going on with us. And a perfectionistic part of us that is critical and is saying, oh, you're going to fail, you're not going to do this well enough, that part is often rooted in criticism we have received elsewhere in life. And so one thing I've learned that I found really helpful is that if we are noticing an internal critic in ourselves and our thoughts, negative self-talk, right? You're a failure, you're going to mess up, you're not going to do it well enough. It's usually because we have experienced an external critic somewhere in our lives, right? Maybe that was a teacher, maybe that was a parent saying, oh, you didn't do a good enough job. Oh, this was not your best work. Yeah, you know what? You kind of failed at this, or I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. It could be explicit or very subtle voices in our lives that put us down, that criticize us, make us question ourselves. And so what our brain does, which is kind of cool, but can feel kind of messed up, is our brain starts to protect us from external critics. And so how does it do that? It preemptively starts criticizing you to say, hey, don't do that project unless you're going to do it perfectly. You can't do that well enough. So let's hold off. Let's be careful about doing that and failing. So it tries to protect you by criticizing you first so that you're going to avoid external criticism from other people. I'm going to get you to back off before someone else could hurt you even more. And again, it's a form of self-protection. It's not fun. It's not the best, but it might be what we know. And so we, in slowing down into that perfectionistic part of you, can even have a dialogue with ourselves and say, why am I so critical with myself? Why am I telling myself I'm a failure? And the answer might be, well, I failed in the past. I've I've gotten really bad feedback in the past and I'm terrified of that happening again. Or I didn't prepare in the past and this is the result I got. And so we can even hear that and say, yeah, those experiences are really hard. That was really terrible when that person said that thing. That really hurt. And I don't want to be in that position again. I don't want to go through that hurt again. And after validating it and recognizing it is the turning point. It's saying, I see it, I validate it. Now what will help? It's like, yeah, I don't want to be in that position again. Okay, maybe I should meet with the tutor, or maybe I should talk to my coworker about getting help on how to do this project, right? Maybe I should look up on ChatGPT some steps to take, right? But if we can validate what the fear is, what the hurt is, that's usually a turning point. And just for that example, if you had a really good friend who just came to you and said, I feel like such a loser, I feel like a failure, I'm not capable, I'm gonna screw it up, I can't do this project or this assignment, what would you do? You'd probably do exactly that. You'd say, man, that's a really hard place to be. I'm so sorry, and I want you to know that, I think you are maybe more capable than you think. And let's break it down into small steps. You're not a failure. I know this can be scary. This is a hard assignment. Let's figure this out together. So validating the fear behind your procrastination, behind the criticism, behind the perfectionism, and then breaking it down into real steps. How do we help? How do we do that? Right? That's an inner dialogue. That's a relationship with yourself. That helps to be able to actually accomplish what needs to be done, right? Instead of just leaning into the avoidance as well. And guess what? Part of what helps is I'm still going to plan to watch some TV or play video games or go hang out with friends. That's part of what helps is I'm planning time to be human too. But recognizing how you're protecting yourself, why you're criticizing yourself, not just simply labeling it as lazy, not doing anything else about it, but really looking to understand it, to better know yourself and love yourself. That is the basic building blocks of that transformation, that healing. What's going on with me? And can I be compassionate to myself amidst my avoidance, amidst my fear, my worry about being hurt? Can we slow down into that? That's where healing and change really happens. So hope this video is helpful. Feel free to give it a like and a share, especially if you know someone who is procrastinating or avoiding right now. And please leave some comments or questions or video suggestions below. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.